All right, this video is going to be pretty dark and alarming. I had my first prostitute at age 15. I was addicted to older women as a little kid. The reason why is because, for some of you that are new to watch my videos, I was molested by my older cousins in the first grade. They taught me how to kiss. I was watching porn and addicted to porn at age 7. I was shown porn by a male family member of mine. I lost my virginity at age 8 to my babysitter. My uncle used to touch me at ages between 9 and 11. I never told anybody these things. It didn't come out until 2016 when I started writing my book. I could have become many things from what happened to me as a child. I could have become a rapist, but I'm not. I despise rapists. I could have become a child molester, but I'm not. I despise child molesters. I could have become a murderer because I wanted to murder my uncle that was touching me. But of all those things that happened to me, I chose to become a serial dater and a serial cheater. I use my past as an excuse to continue to be inept in all of my relationships and subpar. To be a weak man, to be a confused man, to be a man that was afraid to commit, to a man that was okay with infidelity. Buying my first prostitute at age 15, it taught me how to become very comfortable with being dangerous. I had no fear in that. Be careful who you date, watch who you date, inspect what you expect. You need to know their parents, their DNA, their genetics, what's passed down to them. There were a lot of negative things that were passed down to me, and I held on to it. That was my comfort zone. That made me feel good. That made me feel happy. That made me feel proud. But that didn't do anything for my ex-girlfriends or my ex-wife. That destroyed them. I destroyed all of my relationships. I was the reason why my relationships ended. I was the reason why I'm divorced now. Know their parents. Know what was given to them. Know how they were treated, how they were raised. Know what they expect. Know what they know about relationships or what they don't know about relationships. I didn't know anything about marriage when I got married. I was never groomed to be a groom. And I can't blame my brothers or my fathers or my uncles or my male friends. It was all on me. It was my fault. I chose to be a cheater. I chose to be sneaky. I chose to lie. I chose those things. Especially when I became grown, I kept doing it. It was all my fault. That was a decision I made. Everything I saw in porn, I replayed that as an adult. Everything my cousins did to me, I replayed that as an adult. I went through therapy the first time in 1987, and I walked out of that office, the psychiatrist. I was 21 years old. I went again in 2014, and I walked out of the psychotherapist's office prior to retiring. I went again in 2015 and walked out of the psychotherapist's office and the psychiatrist's office. I walked out. My therapy started in late January 2015 with a social worker. If you don't know about the person's past, what they went through, what they've gone through, who they are, that's who you date and that's who you're going to marry. Be very careful.